Okay, thank you. You're welcome. One win away, and there's only been how many? We're getting some pretty good stats in here. Oh, we got a good crowd. Let's get going. It really is, right? Constantly good. Exactly, Christine. That's a good point. Hey, Marcy, good to see you. Good evening. Welcome in on a Wednesday night. Blessings to you and yours. God's peace to you and your families. Hope everybody's doing well out there tonight. Nice night, warm day, incredibly warm for this time of year. But first things first, I want to bring you guys up to date on a very big event called the Basura Bash. This is the council district number 6, and it's, I wouldn't know if it's annual or, yeah, it is annual. Okay. I didn't know if it was twice a year, but either way, it's a creek cleanup. Volunteers are invited to help clean and beautify designated areas. District 6 this is all put together by Councilmember Rick Galvan. Check-ins at 8:30. You go to Meeting Point, Culebra Creek Park. Meet under the pavilion at 8:30 a.m. 9 o'clock, the cleanup starts. This is going to be March 7th. Save the date, March 7. That's the weekend we changed the clocks, too. March 7 is when you're going to go to Culebra Creek Park for the Basura Bash. Thanks to my good friend, colleague, Sue Kalberg, for bringing us up to speed on that. And in the meantime, bring you up to speed on the red flag warning. We've got a red flag warning going into effect tomorrow. It does not include San Antonio, New Braunfels, Seguin. It includes Bernie, Kerrville, Rock Springs, Del Rio, communities west along Highway 90, southwest towards Eagle Pass. As we're expecting some high winds into some very dry conditions and drying even further, because we're going to have dew points dropping tomorrow as this front sweeps through and we get dry air to get even drier. Lisa, good question. A lot of that same question being thrown this way, and I'll say maybe. I can't say no just yet, but I'm leaning in that direction. I'm maybe's in the middle. I'm leaning more towards no than yes. How's that? It's mainly because we've had freezes as late as April 3rd. We really have. I mean, we could get a freeze no problem in March. We've had blue northers in March that have sent us into the 20s before. So, it could still happen. And, some long-range models are suggesting, mild conditions at least for the next 10 to 14 days. So let's stick with that. For the next 2 weeks, no freeze. Great to see you, Hanak. What's going on? Good to see you. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Eve. What's happening? No, Danielle's going with no. No more freezes. I don't think there'll be another hard freeze, that's for sure. All right, so here come the winds. Here comes the winds. It's all right. Sorry. All right, so mid-morning. That's right when the red flag warning goes into effect, 11 a.m. And look at those wind speeds at Rock Springs, near 30. Kerrville, 24. San Antonio, 19. Up to 20 to 25 in the early afternoon hours. We crank it up, and then we stay there through most of the afternoon and into the midnight hour. Into Friday morning, it's still pretty breezy. Look at that. Wow. I'm going to keep that, and those are going to be a little more east-northeast winds coming your way to wrap up the work week. Let's talk about temperatures, though. Wow. So first off, let's get today's highs, and then we'll look at tomorrow's. This cold you're speaking about. Not any, yeah. No cold. No, Michael, I don't anytime soon anyway. 87 today, 89 Seguin, Gonzales, Floresville, both with 90s. Pleasanton, Uvalde, both going to 92. Carrizo Springs, 97. 97. And they're going to get hotter tomorrow. Carrizo Springs. That was my Pick City forecast today. And look at this high I'm going with in Carrizo Springs for Thursday. 99. Hello. 54. Going to be a fabulous morning. Dry air loves to heat up. That is a huge jump, right? A 45-degree swing from morning low to afternoon high. 45 degrees. That's what dry air loves to do. That's what the desert does. You get cold mornings and hot afternoons. That dry air will spread like crazy on temperatures. Like crazy. Now, speaking of spreading, we do have a high fire weather risk tomorrow because of the winds, because of the heat, because of the extreme drought, because of the dry air getting even drier tomorrow with this front. So like I said, we start mid-50s tomorrow morning, and then we go, look at this. This model has now got us a 92, 98 Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, mid-90s George West Beeville for February 26th. Incredible. I wanted to find the fire danger. Texas A&M Forest Service puts this out, and let's make sure this is on the right day. Definitely not. That's definitely not that Thursday. Let's see. Okay, that's 26th. We need to go to this one. There we go. So that's Thursday. High risk to extreme risk.
David, that Owens versus State case was just last year.
So you see what they're saying is, look at that, very high, and then pockets of extreme that are pretty large too. Get to the cold front. Whoa, all right, V. Hi, Ivana. There's not really, I mean, I really kind of covered it already with the winds. And I'll show you the not as hot air. We're not even going to see temperatures cold. They'll necessarily get cooler, technically, yes. But they are staying above average. Good news. And I'm going to show you the temperatures that we're looking at. We're going to get a drought update tomorrow. And I'm thinking some of the extreme area, which is like from Austin all the way to Laredo, all spots in between. We're going to start seeing some pockets of exceptional drought tomorrow, which is the worst category, highest category of drought. We've been extreme for a while, but here's the good news. There's the high, bottom left-hand corner of your screen, over the Baja, northwestern Mexico. Watch it start just slowly flattening out, okay? Instead of seeing that big ridge, that big bell curve in the upper level pattern, you start seeing those upper level winds flatten out just a bit, okay? That's a good sign that the high is weakening and slowly eroding and centering mostly over the Gulf at this point. You can see it's moved a little east, right? So now the door opens. Look at the four corners. Right there over Arizona, Utah, heading into New Mexico and Colorado is this nice little dip in the jet, nice little upper level disturbance that'll start ejecting out some pretty good rain. Now that coverage looks good. Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even into Thursday of next week. First few days in that first full week of March. So good news, right in there is going to be our next best chance of rain as we kind of shift this weather pattern away from high pressure and into some rain chances. I'll ask Siri, okay. And so here's the good news with this, is that we're going to see some rain chances finally and get an above average rainfall outlook for the next 10 days. This is just what the doctor ordered. Now, the unfortunate is that the best rain chances and coverage are in North Texas, where they don't need the rain. They are not even in drought. A lot of North Texas is in the yellow category. I was trying to think of the color. It's drier than average, you know, not even drought condition. All right, so there's the effect of the cold front, primarily the winds. So we're going north-northeast 20 tomorrow, east-northeast 15 on Friday. You see the temperature difference. That's it. No chance of rain. Saturday, Sunday, we're right back up to the mid-80s. Monday, March 2nd, before we cool off a little bit heading into the 4th. And that'll be the added cloud cover, rain chance, which right now picks up Thursday, Friday, Saturday the 7th. I meant to do a little spring forward here. Dry 90s are better than 90s when we get to it. Oh, yeah. So dry 90s are much better than humid 80s. I'll put it that way. Because humid 80s could easily feel like hundreds in some cases if you're in a high enough dew point. All right, let's get... the old spring forward, the clock is coming out. There she is. We lose an hour of precious time, our most valuable resource, right? All right, there we go. Spring forward. So yeah, pretty mild forecast, pretty dry forecast. The rain chances aren't guarantees by any stretch, but we get up to 40% Saturday the 7th. Let's take it. We take whatever we can get. Victoria, any idea when we will get relief from Mountain Cedar? We're getting there. I'm so glad you brought it up. Cedar jumps back up to a heavy count today. It was really on its final legs. It was like one heavy count in the midst of about 6 light days. Those are good signs. If it's decreasing, you know, this is the time of year we say goodnight, goodbye. We'll see you next year, Mountain Cedar. It was a rough year. It was the highest counts in 2 years this year. We had some 26,000 count days. And after like about 2 days of light and we're looking good, I'm like, okay, it's really on its last legs. Boom, today it goes up to nearly 2,000 and it's heavy again. So, and then the other thing that came up was ash. Ash came up too. So we had ash and Mountain Cedar both elevated today. Soon. All that to tell you, very soon. Mountain Cedar is definitely going out soon. Doing well, Sean. God bless you, bro. Hope you're doing well too, brother. All right, that's going to wrap it up from here on this awesome Wednesday night. Spurs win. Spurs win. Spurs win. Spurs win. So that's 10 in a row, the mighty Spurs. And David, you were saying, how often have NBA teams had an undefeated month of basketball? Is that what the stat was?
It's about 16 times, so it's rare.
16 times in NBA history that we know of. Only 16 times has a team gone undefeated for an entire month of basketball, and the Spurs are one game away from doing it to become the 17th team.
Yep.
That's cool, man.
In that ballpark, yes.
Go Spurs, go.
Those Spurs go.
That's awesome. Let's go. All right, guys. I love you all. God bless you. And we will see you on Ken's 5 News at 10.